So I'll be talking about the discussion about Phil Knight and Nike. So the Nike's journey from like a startup was like a global leader in like athletic apparel, which was like a case study in like business strategy, entrepreneurship, and financial growth. So the Phil Knight, the co-founder, like was a remarkable business, turning a simple idea into selling quality and running shoes into a brand which could make billions. The first video clearly shows how Knight's approach to business involved taking calculated risk, leveraging innovation, and focusing on market, which are key factors in Nike's exponential growth over the decades. From a business math perspective, Nike's success story is like a perfect example of compound growth and scaling operations. Phil Knight started with the modest sales, but through like strategic decisions like outsourcing manufacture to reduce like the cost and heavily investing in branding, also like Nike managed to multiply its revenue and profits many times over. The video illustrates that by expanding into new markets and creating strong brand like recognitions, which Nike was able to do to increase sales from thousands to billions of dollars, a classic case of like exponential revenue growth. This is a kind of scale is like crucial in business math because it shows how fixed cost and variable cost interact to produce profits as sales and volumes increase. Michael Jordan's partnership with Nike also was discussed in the second video. Um, the power of endorsements, which like the business strategy in the Air Jordan like line was not just a product but carefully calculated into investment. Nike committed significantly upfront like the capital to develop the product line and marketing campaigns and expecting that the star power of Michael Jordan would drive sales majorly. This investment paid off spectacularly because the success of Air Jordan generated hundreds of millions of revenue and transformed it like Nike's image from a sports brand to a cultural icon. Mathematically, if you really think about it, this example is like a big like return on investment, where the cost of celebrity endorsements and product development were overweighted by the increase of sales and brand loyalty. You can tell by Phil Knight's leadership style was like also like it deserves many attention because the way his mindset was like balanced on innovation, the risk of management and operational. You can compare the solving to a complex business equation with the multiple of like so many variable costs. Also speaking about like the marketing spend and product innovation. Knights understood that success wasn't just about having a good product, but it required managing these variables to maximize profitability and sustain growth. The videos highlight moments where Knight had to make tough decisions, such as negotiating manufacturing contracts, which also like launched a new product line, showing how strategic thinking could be like good for in a way to like financial planning, where it could all go by process over process. Another part that was important was how profit margin management was handled and Nike's ability to maintain a healthy margin despite like the competition, pricing pressures was like going insane. I feel like in summary, the combination of the story Nike and Phil Knight's and Michael Jordan shows a big successful business which depend on smart financial strategies, which is like careful risk taking and the unique opportunities that you could get by being deeply rooted into business math. Every decision you do, from calculating costs to forecasting sales, and also the evaluating of like any product that you might publish, you can see that doors will be open. You need to also see the design to maximize growth and profitability. This also explains why Nike has sustained its industry leadership so high for decades and why understanding these principles is essential for anyone studying business or entrepreneurship. I feel like I learned a lot from this discussion because um you really can see that somebody that like started from nothing and like what like your ideas and math can help you do to run a business. So yeah, thank you for listening.